This video is brought to you by CoolStuffInc.com, where you can find cool stuff in stock.
Hello and welcome back to another day in the arena. It's me, it's CGB. Today in the arena, Gruul fires. Yes, the fire of passion and excitement and rage burns in Gruul because Gruul smash and Gruul cliches. More Gruul cliches. My god, if this is your first time watching one of my videos, it's not all weird voices and cliches. It's a lot of weird voices and cliches. Probably a lot of faces, weird faces too. Sorry, but most of the time I'm playing a Teferi deck, so it's much more evil. But this, I think people would consider fair, not fair magic. It's probably the only Fires of Invention deck that gets a pass from the casuals at this point, as a lot of people hate Fires of Invention, and Teferi, and Agent of Treachery, and Elspeth Conquers Death, and Cat, and Oven, and any deck I might possibly want to play. They hate it. So, whatever. I can't even listen to that no more. I just gotta play. Anyhow, Fires of Invention. This is a version that you can run with Kahira the Orphan Guard as your companion. This requires each card in your deck to be a cat, an elemental, a nightmare, a dinosaur, or a beast. And for your trouble, you get a 3/2 vigilance for 3 with each other creature you control that is one of those types, gets +1/+1, and has vigilance. So, hype. We've got a deck full of dinosaurs, elementals, and beasts. No cats making the cut. Tragedy. A sad day. But we do have the beastly arboreal grazer. I always want to say arboreal, but it's arboreal. Me pronouncing things, that is also not a feature. Mispronouncing things is kind of the excitement here. This is one of the weirder Fires of Invention decks because oftentimes it doesn't even want or need fires. The problem with fires is you actually need 6 mana to play your Embercleave for free. You don't always get there. You get this cool cost reduction from Marauding Raptor, but that doesn't work with fires. So for example, if you have a Marauding Raptor and 3 lands on the battlefield, or no, let's say 4 lands on the battlefield since fires is a freaking option. But if you have a Marauding Raptor and 4 lands on the battlefield and you play the fires, you can't also play a Quartzwood Crasher because it's 5 mana, not 4. So you could have played it for 4 if you had a Raptor. It's strange. But that also means that this deck doesn't always need fires to win. And thank God, because we have no deck filtering. We have like no way to draw cards aside from Cavalier Flame, which you already want to have fires when you play it, and Bonder's Enclave, which is a very, very late game effect that is only good when you already have Fires of Invention going. So really this deck is all about the curve. You got to mulligan into a sweet curve. A sweet, sweet curve. You gotta go turn 1 Grazer. You gotta go turn 2 Questing Beast. No, that doesn't work. Turn 1 Grazer, turn 2 like Marauding Raptor or Kahira, turn 3 Questing Beast or Quartzwood Crasher, you know, etc. Things of that nature. And maybe you squeeze enough fires. This deck has no removal. I tried a version with removal. No Domri's Ambushes. None. No Fire Prophecy, none of that. No Scorching Dragonfire, no sweepers, no flame sweeps, even though it actually goes really good because nothing here dies to flame sweep except Kahira itself. If you really wanted, flame sweep is the one card I would endorse as a potential removal option. You could put 2 in the deck. You would have to take out some of the bigger threats. For example, Quartzwood Crasher, if you haven't crafted this and you haven't opened it, you might just want flame sweep here instead. It's pretty good in the meta, it's decent, and you can throw it away with Cavalier Flame. So Flame Sweep I would endorse, but I'm not playing it in this version because when I play Flame Sweep and my opponent plays the Luca Treachery deck, it's a very, very sad day. So instead, no Flame Sweeps, just all face. Just all creatures, some Fires of Invention, and an Embercleave. And 28 frickin' land, because if you miss a land drop with this deck, like so many others in this meta, you die. But hey, we get to play the sword in a non-evil context. I think everybody would say that dinosaurs and beasts are cool, even if they have Embercleave and Fires of Invention around them. So we actually get to enjoy getting the sword lit today. So that is the deck for the Cool Kids Club hanging out, waiting for gameplay to start, who haven't skipped this already and don't plan to skip this. Just a little bit of channel information. Channel piece number 1. There are two ways to get to another Jank Week right now. Jank Week, where I spend a week playing the dorkiest, worstest, weirdest decks. Most of the time, I try to play decks that are a combination of cool and somewhat competitive. They're almost never top tier, unless I say that they're top tier because I'm meta decking. But like a deck like this, I think is very cool and reasonably competitive and will never be top tier. But on Jank Week, I play the stuff that wins very rarely, but when it does, it's doing the coolest thing in the format. That's what Jank is in MTG verbiage. I get asked this question all the time. What is Jank? New players to the game. So it's just ridiculous combos. Absolute nonsense. And I'll do a full week of those type of videos if one of two things happens. Number one, 200 patrons. Right now, I'm sitting at 187 patrons. The lowest patron tier is only $2 a month. There's a ton of benefits. Please check out my Patreon. There's a link in the description. At 200 patrons, we have a Jank Week, and the patrons get to vote on which decks I play. Number two, 69,000 subs is a Jank Week for reasons. Right now we're almost to 62,000. Maybe we will have passed that by the time you see this video. Guys, there's a potential for a perfect storm. A perfect Jank Week storm. What if we hit both within the same week? 2 Jank Weeks back to back. I don't think the internet can handle it. I don't know if I can handle it. I don't know if my sanity can handle it. I'm sure my viewers can handle it. But there is a chance if we get to 200 patrons and 69,000 subs at the same time. And finally, I put out a friendly challenge to LVD Legend for a friendly race to 69,000 subs. We're currently about 2,000 behind. So if you are one of the 60% watching this video unsubbed, consider throwing a sub for the Jank, for racing with LVD in a friendly manner. Do not unsubscribe from his channel. He's awesome. You should never unsubscribe from his channel. I will not unsubscribe from his channel. But if we push that sub button more, maybe we can catch him and break the 69,000 mark. All right, so that is an update on what is going on with Jank Week and things of that nature. Hope you enjoyed it. Shout out to the Cool Kids Club who watched the whole intro. Remember to leave me a comment. You know what's up. And I'll see you in the games. We have found an opponent. It's Tamo P. We have a ramp card. We go first. This hand is a keep. Our opponent is also appearing to be on fires with a Karuga, but we, for whatever reason, are playing this card. Hype. So we can't turn one Grazer. So what we need here is a big hitter, because right now we have Embercleave, Fires, Kahira, and no Cavalier. So that's what we're looking for. Our opponent's all business, cracking that Fabled Passage, fetching that Plains. So we play this tapped, and then we play this next turn, so yeah. We'll be hitting 4 lands so that these Fabled Passages can start fetching up things in an untapped manner. The opponent is a Fabled Passage beast. There is no passage they can't Fable. That is the worst draw possible. Cool. I'd have taken another land before I'd take that, but on the bright side, we get to attack for 1 with a Grazer. Some people might say I'm winning at life. Shock yourself. Yes, yes, good. Not so good. And that's game, everybody. That's why you play Gruul Fires, because it never runs out of gas. It always has cool stuff to do. Always, no matter what. Okay, that's kind of a waste of mana. I like it. Although, Fabled Passage hype. Alright, big draw. Give me a creature. It is a creature. I can't complain too much when you do, in fact, give me a creature. Can't crack this until Ashiok's gone. So, play you. Play you. Equip up. Can't attack. Sword is lit, but this is probably the least legit the sword has ever been. We had to make our creature big enough to survive another Clarion, though.
Honor the past by bringing its traditions. Let thoughts flow like river rapids.
What a gamer. All right, Cavalier Flame, please.
Your final terror.
Questing Beast would be nice. Actually, Questing Beast might be better. Hello. Let's drop off this cleave. We can shock that in to get even bigger pumps, which I think is fine. But let's suit up. Actually, we can't get bigger pumps. Let's just 16 the opponent. If they kill us, if they kill the Cavalier Flame, they die because of the trigger. As you see, we can put this land in our graveyard in response to this dying. So let's wait for them to target it. What's funny is we don't even get a land for the trouble. But here, by holding up the passage, the opponent can't exile our graveyard in response to make sure that the Cavalier Flame doesn't deal 1 damage. It's really funny. That is something.
I'm known for my excellent timing.
What you gonna do? Bounce Embercleave.
No, I am not making this up as I go.
Okay. And? Draw.
Think, then act.
Target. Sacrifice. Fail to find. I don't even get to search. But it is in the graveyard, and the trigger is lethal.
You just let me know if you're sure.
Wow. What a game. What nonsense. No fires, no ramp spell on the draw. I think this has to be a mulligan. It's bad enough to be on the draw. You need pretty much a perfect hand. I'll try this. What do we put away? Passage, I think? If they kill the druid, then I don't have double green for Kahira, so I may as well use the passage on turn 1 to go fetch another green source. Since we don't have a grazer anyway. That makes sense. No companion from the opponent. They might be very aggressive. Stomping Ground tapped. Okay. Pro mode. We're in Diamond after all. There's all this respect points on the line for Mythic. Adventure. Adventure Gruul. They must have just drawn this Lovestruck Beast, so they kept a hand that didn't have a 1-drop or 2-drop. Maybe they are Teamer Adventures, and we'll see the Beanstalk Giant next turn. If they are Teamer Adventures, we are in trouble. That deck can outgrind us very easily and interact with just about everything we do. If they are Red-Green Adventures, then, well, I mean, we're not a removal deck. We don't kill anything anyway. We just try to go over the top. Hopefully find fires into Embercleave. Our opponent with the full rope here on turn 2 after making a play. Distracted Gamers. It's a contagion sweeping the land. Are you a distracted gamer? Do you need help? Then call our toll-free number where we will distract you from being distracted. You will only rope when we are making you rope. We do need another red for the Crasher now, but I like having double green locked up for Questing Beast and Kira if something terrible were to happen to our Leafkin. I think this means they have Rimrock Knight or Shock, but Rimrock Knight is the most likely, I think. So that's a reason not to block the 1/1 when it comes calling next turn. No attacks, though. They really wanted to play the Lovestruck Beast. All right. Here, I got a beast of my own. We attack because if we're gonna trade, let's trade. The opponent, they better have an answer, like a way to kill the beast, like a Domri's ambush, or not blocking there doesn't make a lot of sense. The cool thing is we go over the top of the beast with the Crasher. Unless it is a Domri's ambush, then it's just a 6/6 versus a 6/6 Spellbreaker. Okay. It's possible they want to trade that instead. Should I take that damage because I might get in another 4? Who's the beatdown? No blocks. I still might be able to out aggro this opponent. There's the Rimrock Knight. He can't block, so that's part of the equation. Fires of Invention. Yeah, it's gonna be a Quartzwood Crasher, but since it doesn't have haste, we may as well attack with our Questing Beast first and see if the opponent wants to make a trade. Well, they're being consistent, so they may have an Embercleave. This may get feisty. This is more toughness, but this is more toughness overall because it pumps both of these, but it dies to a Bone Crusher Giant, which is not good. It might have just been better to slam the Crasher than the Fires, to be honest. Yep, here comes the Embercleave. So, how do we stack up against it? I guess we want this over here, and this here, and this here. If Embercleave comes down, this is 6 minus 3. Do some math. So that's 9, 10 total damage. So we survive. This is a trade if they Embercleave it, and we still have this around for the next attack. All right. I think we try something like this. And they go for the damage approach. Maybe we can draw Cavalier Flame and get out of this. Down to 3. Rotting Raptor. No haste to be found, unfortunately. So maybe I should draw a card. But if it's a Cavalier Flame, it doesn't do it. What about... I guess Embercleave would be lethal, so we should give that a shot. But it's not, because I don't have 6 land. Ouch. Actual ouch. It's not lethal. So close. Can I survive another turn? I don't know. I doubt it. I have some very big creatures. But I don't think I'm gonna make it through this one. The opponent doesn't have a 1/1, actually. Interesting. So that's 10 total trample damage. That doesn't do it. 12 total blocking toughness. I don't think I want this in the fray. It'll reduce the power of my other creatures. They could still have a Collision Colossus, though. If they have that, I can't win, right? Because this goes to 9. This is 12. That's 18. So even if I blocked with this, it wouldn't be good enough. Are there other cards they could have? I suppose there are. Don't want to get cheesed out by a Bone Crusher Giant, for example. Okay. Oh my goodness. I still can't play this Embercleave, though. Unless I draw into it. But is the Marauding Raptor good enough? They're at 7. They can block with a Lovestruck Beast. Marauding Raptor gets in for 1, 2, 3, 4. I guess I try to draw a land with the Bonder's Enclave instead? Maybe it's better if I cycle the Raptor first. Land. Go to 1. Why not? For the flavor. Don't slow roll them. Let them know how the Embercleave works. I think they know. Whew. Holy crap. Our opponent is GTS. We go first. We don't have ramp, but we have fires. You keep a hand like this on the play against Lurrus? I mean, we don't even have fires into a thing. Just don't feel like I can mulligan away a Fires of Invention when I play this deck, because it's not a guarantee. I do need the land. Ugh. This just feels so bad. Like, I don't feel like this is a winning way to play, and I also don't feel like I can do anything differently. Like, the next 2 draw steps, we need to draw something to go with this Fires. If we do that, maybe. It looks like our opponent's on the mono-white, ultra-budget, boggles, beat down, whatever you want to call it, deck. The Raptor. So we play the Kahira first, because once we have the Raptor in play, the Kahira can't come down. But if I play the Raptor now, these cost 1 less. The problem with that, like, I could play a Crasher next turn, and then an Embercleave the following turn. That might be better than playing Fires. Because I can't play the Crusher off the Fires. So this is actually a super awkward thing. Let's go for it. Let's go aggressive. This turn we play Raptor. Next turn we play Crasher. The next turn we play Embercleave. You know, assuming we get that many turns against whatever the heck this deck is. It's a very aggressive model. It uses all that glitters and some cards that really pump these little nerds. Okay, they have Karametra's Blessing, which is a +2/+2 fight effect, so we don't want to risk that. Uh-huh. So many little dorks. Alright. Crasher down. And again, I don't think we want to attack into this. The opponent could trade. Then we'd have to draw a land for Embercleave. But getting 4 points in here could be huge. And we're not blocking anyway. This is a bit of a tough one. Because our next turn could be completely dead if this Raptor dies. So no attacks. Don't give them the option. They just might take it. You might say they don't want to lose the Life's Bounty, but they might want to play Lurrus and get it back. Very, very, very big dino. Usually they don't even run interaction removal of any kind. Yeah, reading these to make sure they don't have haste. No, they do not. It's kind of weird that Ginger Brute can be blocked by things with haste. Things with haste generally attack. All right. Can't block these. Down to 12. So many dorks. So many one drops. Another Raptor. Fun, but no. This is This is a moment to cleave. Sword is lit. You're about to see the beauty that is Embercleave on a Quartzwood Crasher. Every time this deals damage, you get a token for the amount of trample damage dealt this turn. Yep, here comes the blessing. So, what's going to be interesting is all that glitters. It's the knockout punch this deck needs to get through some unblockable damage in these troubled times. And they all have trample. Oh my goodness. Opponent not surrendering yet. There is a severe size differential going on here. All right. Let's play Fires of Invention. We can either play Questing Beast or Kahira. Kahira is more damage overall, so let's do it. It also gives Vigilance, so if the opponent, by miracle, survives this attack, which I don't anticipate, we have blockers too. So much trample token damage. I want to see the token though. The token would be 24. 24, 24. Did you have fun? Yeah, I had fun. Fighting someone called Zirth with the Luca avatar, meaning they might be the worst scum of the earth. But they have Lurrus of the Dream Den, so maybe not. I'm predicting Jeskai cycling. I don't think this hand is keepable. Not sure this one is either. But the Embercleave might be important. Oof. I don't know. I don't know what I'm supposed to do with this. I think I keep and put away the Cavalier, and this is gonna get ugly. But we have 28 lands. Hopefully we can go Marauding Raptor, draw a forest, play a Ceratops, draw another land, possibly an Embercleave. Okay, they're going to make me sweat. Remember, once the Raptor's down, the Kahira cannot come down without killing itself, which is tragic. All right, one draw here. All right. But they've got a priest, which I don't think I can beat. Seems bad for me if they can activate this, and since their whole deck is built around it, yeah, I'm pretty sure this one's over. Cauldron Familiar, Priest with Forgotten Gods activation, 2 points of damage, sacrifice a Marauding Raptor, draw. The opponent draws a card, makes 2 mana. It's fine. This is fine. A Dreadhorde Butcher. And another 1-drop, a Witch's Oven to keep the cat coming back. Pretty epic. Weird attack. Maybe the opponent doesn't know the Dreadhorde Butcher doesn't absolutely have to attack. And play Kahira and attack our opponent. They might block here, shoot a point, get back the cat so that they're set up to use Priest next turn. It doesn't matter. Like, we can't win. Can't beat a Priest of the Forgotten Gods to save our life. And we needed that land drop really badly to get the fires going. I mean, maybe they take it. Wow. All right, our new priority is just keep one creature on the board Maybe in some crazy world we get to Embercleave it if we can play a creature every turn for the rest of the game. If the opponent was going to do this, they should have done it, brought back the cat to block the Ceratops maybe? Yeah, they should have blocked the Ceratops with the Butcher. Save themselves some life. Then they could have put it in the oven. This doesn't have trample on its own. I have to put mana into it to give my mighty Ceratops trample. Just show me a creature. All you gotta do is show me a creature, and I will leave. Okay, it's not a creature. Interesting. We find the land. You get 2 fires. So I can Embercleave next turn if I save the Questing Beast and still have 1 more creature on the battlefield without drawing a land. So it's really tempting to play Questing Beast here and get him for damage. But the Embercleave might be better. I can always save the Questing Beast though and lose the Ceratops. The problem is this Ceratops doesn't gain haste without spending a mana, which means we can't Embercleave. But I don't get any damage in this turn if I don't play the Questing Beast, because the cat just does the block thing. Embercleave isn't necessarily lethal, but it could be. So yeah. It feels weird, but I think this is the play. Cat oven. Cat oven. You know, I made mono red a lot more bearable with a mono red song. Is there a cat oven song? It puts the cat in the oven, or else it gets the hose again. Scorpion. Here comes the priest. That's going to be a plenty of life. I don't know if I can get lethal now because of that Scorpion. A proud Ceratops has fallen. F's in the chat for Ceratops. At least it's a tapped land. No! Not that. Anything but that. Okay, but there are some difficulties here. For example, these witches' ovens right now, there's no cat. Sword is lit, gamers. They can survive by throwing a priest in the oven. Let's see if they see it. They don't see it. If they throw a priest in the oven and bring back the cat, they survive on 1 life, but they did not see it. And that's what Diamond 3s are made of. Man, go first in high roll didn't pay off this time, but it's a pretty good hand. We'll keep it. Opponent, Temple of Abandon. I got one of those. Got you. Yeah, we need the land. Not sure if I'm supposed to play Raptor next turn, though. Ooh. Well. I almost have to, just to flex a little. But getting Kahira down first might be smart. The thing is, if I play Raptor, I get to play Crasher. If I have a Crasher, that might be bigger than whatever my opponent plays. I also don't have to shock for it. Wow. So any creature you play is going to take 4 damage. That's a lot. Think it's a no blocks? Neither of us would have fires, which is, you know, the card. But I do have a creature of unusual size. Now the next gut check is, do either of us have Embercleave? And since I'm a large creature ahead of my opponent, I'm advantaged, but they could swing it. They could definitely swing it. Oh. Okay, they're playing this critter. And they're attacking with all. Feels cleavy. So, 10, 11, 12. They can't kill me here. I can hit them back for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's see. 6, 8, 12. If I draw an untapped land, the Ceratops is... No, the Ceratops is lethal, so I don't block here. Yep, they have it. Not good enough, though. I don't think. Fires is not what we want to play, right? We just want to play this and attack. And not let Auto Tapper destroy us. $11. Oh, am I one short? How did that happen? How did I come up exactly one short? I guess that's the way it is. Well, if I'm one short, I should attack with this, get the token, and block with that, and try to survive. This has trample too, so how big would the... No, it doesn't have trample. So just you. We'll see if the opponent can pump it any larger. Interesting. Why would you do that? Why would they do that? I don't know, but I'm just going to set up crazy blocks. I guess this is still coming through. If they have a pump for the Embercleave, I die anyway, right? So that doesn't make sense. This has trample, so it needs more blocks anyway. I guess I have to play around like a Bone Crusher Giant and just not take 2 damage. Okay. It's a land. I guess that was an elaborate bluff they were going for. I don't really know how to explain it. South 1060, we're on the play. We have a Grazer. We have to top deck land. I'm going to put faith in my deck to give me land. Super awkward with a Fabled Passage here, because it's going to be a tapped land no matter what. So we're going to try to top deck an untapped land to play the Kahira, so that turn 2 isn't horrifically awkward. Fail. Go grab another green, and no play. Pretty brutal. Maybe that's for the best. Maybe our opponent has shock. Oh, they're cycling. This deck does a good job going over the top of cycling most of the time, but it's an interesting matchup. And our opponent has the token maker, so the trample is going to be important. But no fires. Really need a land. Untapped. Okay, it's going to be a lot of tokens. And we failed on the land. That stings. But we can play Kahira or we can play the Leafkin Druid to be set up for next turn no matter what. I hate that I even have to make a choice like that. But our draw got awkward. So I don't want to trade this for one rescuer and one token. We can go a little bit over the top with the Kahira. So that's what I'm going to do. And since our draw has been pretty bad so far, I need to basically get the deck to cooperate. This already has vigilance because of Kahira. I don't need to add vigilance there. Going after this. Looks like it. Do what you gotta do. Ooh, 4? That's not enough, right? I think they just goofed. What is up with people today? Full moon? All right. So untapped land would be really nice. For us, not for them. Oof. Oof. I would have cringed. We're crying out loud. Alright, I don't think I throw the 3-2 into this. The Grazer can be blocked here, but if they block the Grazer here, then they don't have this to block on the Ceratops with. I definitely don't want to trade you. You're doing good work. You keep being you. Uh-huh. All right, this time it's 5, right? Okay. So, I could give this trample and play a Leafkin. Or I could play another Ceratops and then for sure I have pressure on the opponent next turn. And since they're throwing so many things at it, I think that's the right play to keep the pressure on them. We have to draw a land someday. Not sure when, but it does have to happen. Cycle for a token. Cast a healer to stay, I guess, to keep a health total. Pass the turn. There is a land. We cannot play the Cavalier Flame, but we can play the Crasher, and I'm sure that's the right play. Let's not show it to our opponent until after combat. Keep attacking with the Grazer, because if they block the Grazer, it takes away from other places, and I would trade the Grazer for almost anything. Uh-huh. The cards are doing a great job putting up a defense that the opponent's going to have to basically need to find double Zenith Flare, but that is... I mean, we're at that stage of the game. If they have double Zenith Flare, I'm dead. Frog in the throat. They're taking a big hit. They might have it. Yeah, they just need 2 Zenith Flares in their top 20 cards. Seems reasonable. Actually about their top 30. But they're playing Lurrus. That's interesting. It would be nice to top deck Embercleave and put a wrap on this one. Yep, another Rescuer so they can have more toughness to block with. Top deck the Sword? I've been too lucky today. It's okay. I still don't think Kahira gets in. The opponent's at a virtual 11. They're at 12 when they cycle. This is 13 trampled damage. We know they're going to block a good amount anyway. If I attack with the Kahira and they trade with it... Actually, does that matter? It's not going to matter much anymore, right? Yeah, from here on, vigilance isn't important. The +1/+1 is nice. Yeah, let's make the opponent trade with the Kahira too, or at least chump it. It takes blockers away from other areas. Although, yeah, I think this is right. Okay. They have to respect the Ceratops can gain trample and play around it. Lurrus has to get into combat. There you go. So right there, they're covered. They're not dead. They may as well kill the Ceratops now. Unless they're trying to do lethal math on me. Interesting. So they're taking 2 more, so they're going 5. If I put a trample into this, they take another 3, but I don't play the other crashers, so I think this is just going to have to be fine. Here's my Dino. Here's my other crasher. And it's still with the rescuers. It's kind of interesting that they held on to those. So if they pass with Flare Mana open, we really need to draw an Embercleave, but we need to not play into it. And yeah, they're going deep. So where are they at? 14. 14's a lot. And they pass. It's flare time. So this can fetch a red, but all we're doing right now is attacking, making the opponent Zenith Flare. Cavalier Flame can't come in with haste. It can't help the attack this turn. It's the post-combat play for sure. They go face. They must have another one. They fall to 3. We get the trample creatures. A pair of 17/17s. We'll go get red. Play Cavalier Flame. Look for a Grazer. But yeah, Embercleave didn't save us this time. All they need is another flare. They're cycling. Maybe they don't have it yet. That would be epic if they missed on the second flare. Box? Okay. How about you hit land, huh? Okay. That skips to attack. I don't think they have it. Oh my gosh, they didn't have it. One time, they didn't have it. We're so, like, I don't know. We are extra lucky today. Extra lucky. Gotta ride the hot hand. I haven't cut a single game from this video. Normally I have to cut a few. Missed my third land, went second, got steamrolled, mono red aggro. Really, really, really long games with Agent of Treachery that aren't fun. But today, 0 cuts. Absolute 0. Opponent's on Lurrus, we're on the draw. This hand is really slow, but it has fires. And this is the tough thing. Without a ramp card, I don't feel like I should keep a hand like this. At the same time, I don't feel like I can mulligan a hand with fires in it. But I'm still going to do it. Okay. Well, this is a lot better. A lot better. And I'm not sure what to put back. I think it's the Leafkin Druid. But I need to play a tap land on turn 1 anyway because Fabled Passage is so freaking awkward. We're on the draw anyway. If there's a land in our top 2, then maybe we can go Grazer Druid thingy. Maybe we can put the Passage back. I'd rather go Grazer Kahira. We just need to find one untapped land for that. All right. All right. I think Grazer, Kahira, Beast is the line that makes more sense. Here we go again. We found our untapped land, though. Fifth land? So that the Ceratops can come down with haste. And it's a Bonder's Enclave, so it can draw cards. I feel like I should go for better. It sounds so nice, but I feel like I just need to go for better. Fun. So, Claim the Firstborn is gonna suck. Kahira, Kahira. Gotta love the Frisky Grazer. Frisky Grazer is like top tier. Get those 1/4 beatings in. Okay, that's not scary. Opponent doesn't have good attacks. Huh. I'm going to grab a mountain. Who knows, we might need to Cavalier Flame. One, two, three. I mean, they could... If the opponent blocked the Grazer and I killed the Butcher, they would get to kill the Grazer, so I may as well attack with it. The opponent has a free block on it with the Scorpion, but make them see it. Make them see it. They found it. Alright, we're dealing with a next level mage this time. We can't take it easy. They found the Scorpion block. Crap. Alright, Grazer's gonna have to do the work. The opponent's taking chunks from the Beast, though. Okay. They'll definitely find it this time, and they have enough blockers to get rid of it, and we need it to sacrifice to the Priest. Now, would I trade the Kahira here? Don't think so. The opponent throws away a number of their creatures to deal with Ceratops here. We're really happy. So that's why I wasn't afraid of a big, lots of creature block, because they need them. They need them to throw into the Priest. And we need a good top deck. I would settle for Embercleave. I don't feel like this deck is a 4 Embercleave deck, but I would definitely test it, because the number of times I say, now I need to top deck Embercleave with this deck is silly. This is also one of the worst Fires decks, because, and that's not a bad thing. It's a bad Fires deck because you don't need the Fires to be good. You can just curve out with monsters. And sometimes it's a better curve without the Fires because of the reduced payments from the Raptor. Yep. So fun. So fun. All right, big top deck. Let's go. Opponent's outvaluing us. Garbage. Strictly garbage. So I don't think we attack with Kahira, and this is our sacrifice to the Priest of the Forgotten Gods. So it's you two. Go get him. Opponent throwing things under the bus here. Alright, so they want me to kill the Dreadhorde Butcher. I don't have to assign damage to it, though, and then my Ceratops will live, so let me show you. Auto assign combat damage. There we go, let's turn that off. Doesn't come up often, but it sure can come up. So if I give it trample, yeah, I guess we don't even want to do that. Because then I have to assign until it's all assigned. So this to 0. This to 4, 1, 1. Okay, cool. Doesn't come up often, but it is a play you can make, everybody. And we'll turn that back on, since it's pretty tedious to manage otherwise. Little tips and tricks in Arena with CGB. How did you like it? So the opponent wants to deal 1 damage somewhere. If they get this back with the Lurrus, they can sacrifice deal a damage to the Kahira. If I let this hit me, though... Yeah, I guess I just can't let this hit me, because then they can sacrifice it and kill the Kahira with the ability. Now what they get to do is they get to get this back with Lurrus. And then they get to kill Kahira and the Leafkin Druid. But then they're not getting a Scorpion. Oh, they're going face. Am I missing something? Oh, ugh. Oh, gross. Okay. Give it that death touch. That's a problem. That's a big problem. That's game, probably. I don't think I can beat this with Priest with Death Touch. Okay. This is gonna die. Can't stop it. Yeah, it has Embercleave. I've been a good boy. I did the cool triggery things. I want the Embercleave now. The deck is being annoying and top decking well, and I'm not. It's making me sad. Please. Please, I want the Embercleave. Please, deck. Please. I'm down to virtual 1 here with against the Scorpion. That won't do it. That will not do it. The opponent might block wrong, so I guess we should try it, but they've proven themselves to be an adequate gamer. Oh, they're taking 12. If they just go to damage here, I win. What? What? No! How did... Ah... This is punishment for all the times I scoop early. Because now, after seeing this, I can never scoop early again. And if I never scoop early again, literally years of my life will be wasted playing Magic that I can't win. All because of this moment. I have been cursed. And we are back to put a wrap on the day with Gruul Fires. And what a day in the arena it was. I am still blown away by the fact that some of those wins turned into wins. Seemed absolutely crazy. Definitely, I don't know how to feel when I win games that way. Did I outplay my opponent? There's going to be a lot of you in chat who are going to say, no, absolutely not. You won because your opponents are noobs or your opponents are idiots. I don't think that calling anybody names like that is constructive. I think it's safe to say that either one, they are less familiar with the game, or two, they don't spend all their time worrying about rules interactions, and that's what got them on this particular outing. And but like, I don't know if I earned those wins, you know what I mean? It's like maybe my years of playing Magic earned me some points in those games. I don't know if I earned the wins. I guess that's my biggest problem with Gruul Fires. I feel like I smash things and that's that. I mean, look at this deck. There is no removal. Zero. When I don't interact with my opponent at all, when all I do is think about how I'm going to line up my turns to deal lethal damage, I don't feel like I'm playing the whole game. Now, some people, that may be your specialty. You may enjoy that. Red mages, looking at you. That's not my specialty. So for me, I get these wins and it's exciting and in many ways fun. But at the end of the day, I have this hollow feeling like I didn't earn it. And I think that's what keeps control mages being control mages, probably. But this deck there's still so much fun to be had. I can tell why some people absolutely love it. And yeah, you could put in Fire Prophecy or Domri's Ambush, but spot removal is so bad in Standard. Right now, it seems to make more sense to me to just try to line up victories. This deck is a little more complicated than it looks as well, which is you'd have to think through exactly how you're going to line up every single turn. I think that my favorite turn where I felt like I earned it was the turn against the Priest of the Forgotten Gods in one of the games, where I could have played Questing Beast and gotten in for 4 damage. Instead, I played Shifting Ceratops next to my other Shifting Ceratops that was on the board. I got in for no damage. And the plan was to set up an Embercleave with the Questing Beast having haste next turn if I failed to draw land. I think that it would have been really common to slam Questing Beast and feel like you had to be attacking there, but then you would have had to sacrifice your Ceratops, and the next turn you'd have played a Ceratops, but you wouldn't have had the mana to give it haste and play the Embercleave. So that was one of my favorite turns, just thinking through the sequencing that particular turn. And I do agree with what I said. I think that you should try a version with 4 copies of Embercleave. I found myself just sitting there constantly saying, well, if I draw Embercleave, I win. If I don't, I'm probably going to lose, even though for whatever reason today we did not lose. Very epic game, very epic run of luck in today's arena. So for that epic run of luck, I have to do something that is kind of risky in my business, letting you people in comments think that you have power to influence me. But anyway, let's give a round of applause to Just No in comments, who at the time I'm recording this for 7 days in a row has left a comment asking me to play Gruul Fires. The true hero of today's video, Just No. So, on that note, thank you very much for watching this video. As always, I will see you in the next video. Remember to like and subscribe, and I'll be back with a new MTG Arena Standard deck tomorrow. Goodbye.